Now, you may recognize this YouTuber called MOP Silverquill, one of the most successful bony YouTube channels on YouTube. And even in 2014, which is getting close to 4 years, he made a video called After the Fact Flash Sentry. And he could be discussing the ideas on why he thinks that Flash Sentry isn't much of a terrible character, and he actually kind of liked him for the most of his development. And you know what? I watched that entire video, and I completely agree with him. I mean, even though that it was mainly focused on the first Equestria Ghost movie, he at least put a lot of depth onto why Flash Sentry doesn't deserve a lot of hate. I mean, I think the reasons onto why he's getting much hate is because of the mentions that I said earlier. But seriously, I think these are one of the only videos I can find of Flash Sentry about the hate. Seriously, this video is like close to 4 million views. It's kind of really impressive and shocking considering the fact that a YouTuber who's probably new during the Brony fandom gained this much views. I think this is like the most successful video that he's ever did. But you want to see what my point is? In the comment section below, he still has potential, and people completely agree with him and completely on his side most of the time. And I think the Flash Sentry hate is just completely spreading all the backlash all the time. Well, I can understand that he's a forced love interest, but at the same time, he doesn't deserve all the hate. Again, he doesn't have completely terrible offensive traits. Like, he isn't racist, he isn't completely sexist, and even though that he does cliche things like a rock band, all that kind of stuff, it still isn't a bad thing. It may be a cliche thing that is done to death, but it's not a very bad cliche. Again, I don't like cliches, but not all of them. To me, cliches are just using them so people can have some episodes for a show unless if they execute it really good. And the reason why I think that Flash Sentry is a different execution in Equestria Ghost is because he's very limited in Equestria Ghost. To me, I think that all those moments that he could have done in Equestria Ghost is just completely abandoned because of the backlash he's getting. And the reason why they completely didn't give Princess Twilight development with her relationship with Flash is because of the backlash that's been going on. Things like, I mean, I can understand that, well, the fact that Princess Twilight is a princess and she lives in Equestria, which kind of makes sense onto why two characters need to be separate from each other, but at the same time, it just doesn't work when two characters are just gonna have to move on, because even though that Twilight was forced in the Equestria Ghost, she was still needed in Rainbow Rocks because she needed to do a counterspell. Even if Sunset Shimmer was starting to get development, Twilight Sparkle was still needed. And I think that if it was possible, if Princess Twilight was part of Friendship Games, she would have been much more helpful. I mean, at the same time, she would have been kind of useless considering the fact that they're trying to give Sunset Shimmer some development, but at the same time, it would have been the same thing. Now, as for the Friendship Cruise itself, here's some of the images that I didn't show in the spoilers video because I didn't get all the images. Now, they'll probably, these are just probably boats, sailboats from the cruise that they use for emergencies, but at the same time, they're probably going to make those again so they can repair the boat. I think that Flash Sentry might have made those boats so they can at least try to fix the boat for what they can, especially with the new cast of characters. I'm seriously, look at these. These are just probably cool. People are going to probably going to talk about them, even if they're from a background character. Even though that he did say that Silverquill said that other characters with different color backgrounds has some kind of personality, while Flash really doesn't because, well, he's a protector in Canterlot, and that's it. But you really don't have to question on that. I mean, it's just his analysis on Flash Sentry and his character. Now, for any of you guys completely overwhelming about this whole entire thing, about Flash Sentry completely returning as some kind of a major character. I don't think it's gonna happen, but if they're going to have him come back as a serious character, like a love interest to Princess Twilight, they should at least try to wrap things up, like completely face the fact that they're both in different worlds and completely move on with their lives. Because moving on without Princess Twilight not being okay with it just isn't right. You need to understand that Princess Twilight isn't aware of this. Again, she did say, this isn't goodbye, this is goodbye until next time. Do not forget those quotes. Anyway, my point is that if they're going to have Flash Sentry more different in focusing on his new life, then they should at least have one more thing going on that comes back to his old life, and that is have Princess Twilight meet him again and have one more conversation. That could at least make everything work out, and then maybe if it's possible when they get back after the cruise, they should at least, probably watch a movie or do anything for one more time before Princess Twilight leaves. Seriously, isn't that really too much to ask? It's not even that bad. It's not like a romantic hanging out. It's just hanging out for one more time until they're on the same boat, basically. So that's basically my video on why the Flash Sentry hate needs to come to an end. I mean, I can understand the hate where it's coming from, but at this point, it's been 5 long years, and I think that this hate thing is just getting old, and the backlash is just holding Flash Sentry in general, since there are shippers who ship Princess Twilight and Flash Sentry. And the waffle thing, oh my god. I think this waffle thing needs to end. I mean, Flash Sentry getting the Twilight at the end of the day, and because of him causing this meme needs to die. I mean, at this point, I kind of found it understandable, but at this point, it was getting ridiculous and stupid. Really, really stupid. I mean, the only things that Flash ever did was just hanging out with Twilight, and he actually did had a wall in one of the friendship game shorts. That's literally all he ever did. Seriously, this waffle thing needs to die. I mean, the stealing waffle thing, just let it die. Please, just let it die. Now, I don't completely adore Flash Sentry, but I know that he deserves more respect like everyone else. Even if you may disagree with me, if you disagree with me because you hate Flash Sentry, you need to understand that Flash Sentry is completely limited in the quest he goes. And I'm just getting sick and tired of people completely hating on him because he's a generic love interest. Just because he's a generic love interest, that doesn't mean that he's terrible. He can be other things if they're going to move on with his life. But they're going to do one more, but I hope they're going to do one more thing, and that is at least have one more conversation. Again, being a broken record heel, but that's the whole point. Because after watching characters getting some kind of development over the past couple years, because of backlash that Flash Sentry is getting, I think it's time for Flash Sentry to at least get some kind of development. I mean, though, it's good that he's getting some fanfics about himself and getting some more development. But after 2 years of his treatment in Legend of Everfree, I think it's time for him to at least get some kind of respect. Because in Forgotten Friendship, they did animate him with Princess Twilight. They know they kept the words with Princess Twilight. Just watching this animated clip from Forgotten Friendship shows that there's still hope. And they're not going to tease anyone. They only teased us, well, not really teased us about the title of the music video that we saw yesterday, but at the same time, again, it was just one mistake. It doesn't destroy everything. This is why I think that Flash Sentry becoming some kind of a major role in the Friendship Cruise could work out if Princess Twilight returns in the Mirror World just for one more time. And with that, that is all the Equestria Goals 2019 special videos I have. Again, it was pretty hard to take it seriously since that the other side was actually a music video and nothing more, but at the same time, I'm completely done with these videos because I got nothing else after that. I'm sorry if any of you guys are requesting me to do other videos, and I'm sorry, I'm not. I just got nothing on the other major background characters. I just don't. But I will still give some updates, and if we get some new information, I might make a video about it. Because I kind of been doing that ever since July. Anyway, I really got nothing else to say. I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here, and then I'm going back to my iCarly marathon. And as for the Flash Sentry hate, please be respectful to him. He may be cliched, but he's not cliched he's not cliched in an offensive or bad thing. He's just cliched and that's it. Even if it's been done to death, I still don't consider it a problem, and he could have potential in the future. Anyway, I'm Lonely Fanboy 4 here, and I'll see you next time.